Evening, Moksha. Moksha, good evening, welcome.
Om Shanti, good evening.
Shanti, good evening.
Om Shanti, good evening.
Everyone is doing well. Let's just maybe take a moment to emerge all the souls, especially undergoing a lot of loss and suffering, all around the world, but especially around, where we have floods in Sri Lanka and Indonesia. So let's just take a moment to emerge all the souls. Today we have taken up the topic, the art of effortless living. The art of effortless living. In the Sunday's main message was that we should be free from mehnat, which means free from labor or free from effort, and you should be filled with sneha yukt, right? So filled with love. And so the thought was to try and look into this aspect more, this difference between effort versus or labor versus love. In spiritual journey, we often use this word effort, right? We say, how is your effort going, right? We say that aapka, and the Hindi word for effort, generally we call it purusharth. We say, aapka purusharth kaisa chal raha hai, right? How is your effort? And effort is another, word, and actually it's a scientific word, right? What is effort? Effort means, right? So if they say if you apply force to do something, so that means you're doing actually effort. That's what they say. If there is one thing, you have to move it to some other place, you apply force, and then that's effort. And so today we'll try and look into, in this spiritual journey, what is driving whatever I'm doing. Is it effort? Am I forcing? Or is it, what is the opposite that Baba said? It is love. Is it out of love or is it out of effort? So really the effortless living really is that when I'm really in the flow, just like in this image, this person is doing a lot of, things, but he's, it's like looks like he's very busy juggling things around, but internally, actually, he's aligned with something very deep, right? That allows him to stay in balance and then do different things. So in the same way, when we do something in life, is it that I am trying, thinking too much, thinking hard, or is it just, everything is happening very spontaneously, right? So today, let us look into this. Says, when it is real, it is effortless. When it's real, it's effortless. So what's the opposite of it? When it is, what is the opposite of real? Fake. Fake or superficial or artificial, right? So when it is not real, fake, it means it is filled with effort.
Effort.
Right? So if it is real, means if I'm really, experiencing the reality, right? So when I am a soul, when I'm feeling I am a soul, then there is no effort. It is effortless, right? If I'm having to do effort, it means that I'm not the soul. I'm trying to be a soul, isn't it? Right? Like someone once asked Dadi Gulzar, right? We have discussed this before, that what effort do you do? आप क्या पुरुषार्थ करते हैं? So Dadi said that I don't come into the role, so I don't have to make any effort to even detach from the role. She said, I don't even come there. I am beyond. So when the soul is really experiencing the truth, so when I'm really lost in God's remembrance, when I'm really enjoying it, then is there effort? Then there is
No.
no effort. There's no effort. I'm just in the moment. I'm enjoying, right? So it's like when I'm really lost in that experience of fullness, of love, then there is no effort. But otherwise, if I'm not, working out of love, then it feels as if I have to make a lot of effort. And then sometimes, I'll get success, sometimes not. But then the catch is, suppose I've made a lot of effort. Then the catch, what happens is, there comes a subtle ego that I've made effort, that I've made so much effort. Now I should get the reward of it. So that's how this journey is. And so when I'm really doing something, for seva or anything, or even work, I did so much, but I didn't get promotion, right? It could, thought can come. But if I'm really doing out of love, because I enjoy it, because that's what makes me happy, then whatever externally happens or doesn't happen, it it's actually immaterial because I've already experienced the reward of it. Love reward. Yeah. So that's love, right? So when it's real, it is effortless. Says is another nice quote. It says, self-realization is effortless. What you are trying to find is what you already are. What you are trying to find is what you already are. Right? So when I say I'm trying to be soul conscious, I'm trying to be, right? So it means that I'm trying to, means right now I'm not that. That's what I'm trying to be, right? But, real self-realization is effortless. Right? So then I don't feel like I'm doing anything, right? That's why they say, when children grow up, they say, what do you want to become when you grow up? And then say, okay, what do you like doing? If you like this, then become this. If you like this, then become. So we are all on this spiritual journey. So the only thing I have to ask myself is, do I really like it? Am I really interested? Does it really, make me excited? Okay, today, this is what I'm learning. I'm really looking forward to this journey rather than just, doing things for the sake of doing. And that's what sadhana we have been doing, right? That's what really it's all about also. It's doing something that is really coming naturally to us. Acha. It says, love is effortless attention. Love is effortless attention. Right? So when I really love something, I automatically have attention towards someone or any relationship, anything. But if I really have true love, then there is automatically attention. So if I really love the divine, what will happen? I will naturally, effortlessly remember the divine. And if I love myself the way I am, I will naturally pay attention to what empowers me. Right? Mhm. So then there is no effort needed. Right? Mhm. Right. Mhm. And that's why Baba was saying, right? When there is love, then there is no effort. Right? So when there is effort, that means there's something I have to check. Mhm. Mhm. And it says we are conditioned over the course of our lifetimes to believe that in order to overachieve, we must overdo. Right? That's what generally we are told from childhood. That if you want to do something, if you want to achieve something, you have to work, 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 work. Right? Mhm. And that's where somewhere, that love changes. I mean, that because I'm looking to achieve something that I'm not doing out of, right? If we ask even sports people, like, uh, they'll say, I play, when I play because I like to play, then I'm at my best. But when there is pressure, you need to score these many runs or you need to take these many wickets or something, only then they won't be at their best. But if they are just naturally themselves enjoying what comes naturally to them, then they are at their best. Mhm. Right. Mhm. So generally we say we should all do what kind of work? We should all do
Effortless work.
right. Yeah. In childhood we are said, we are told what should you do? Hard work. And which is true, which is good. What it says is there is another kind of work which is called soft work. Mhm. Right. So when there is labor, it is hard work. But when there is love, it is soft work. So I'm not, doing out of compulsion, but I'm doing out of love. Then I don't have to, right? Because if I'm not doing hard work, then I'm also not burned out, right? Mhm. Then I'm also not anxious, right? Because that's what generally happens when I work too hard, then I lose energy and all that, right? But when it is soft work, then that's not the case, right? And if we look at the experience of, even people who have achieved a lot in life, they've also, experienced this soft work. So we'll look at one example, and yeah, that example is Steve Jobs. We all know, right? Steve Jobs, who founded this Apple, right? So whatever we are using, Mac and all these were actually, yeah, discovered originally by Steve Jobs. So he says the only way to do great work is to love what you do. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. वो कहते हैं जो भी काम हम प्यार से करते हैं तो मेहनत नहीं लगती कहते दिल से करो ना yeah, right. मेहनत करें जब दिमाग से करते हैं yes, yes. Because then we will calculate also this much I have done, that this much I should. So let's watch a little clip of Steve Jobs and where he describes how he is able to work from love rather than effort.
I was lucky. I found what I love to do early in life. Woz and I started Apple in my parents' garage when I was 20. We worked hard, and in 10 years, Apple had grown from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. We just released our finest creation, the Macintosh, a year earlier, and I just turned 30. And then I got fired. How can you get fired from a company you started? Well, as Apple grew, we hired someone who I thought was very talented to run the company with me. And for the first year or so, things went well. But then our visions of the future began to diverge, and eventually we had a falling out. When we did, our board of directors sided with him. And so at 30, I was out, and very publicly out. What had been the focus of my entire adult life was gone, and it was devastating. I really didn't know what to do for a few months. I felt that I had let the previous generation of entrepreneurs down, that I had dropped the baton as it was being passed to me. I met with David Packard and Bob Noyce and tried to apologize for screwing up so badly. I was a very public failure, and I even thought about running away from the valley. But something slowly began to dawn on me. I still loved what I did. The turn of events at Apple had not changed that one bit. I'd been rejected, but I was still in love. And so I decided to start over. I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. During the next 5 years, I started a company named Next, another company named Pixar, and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. Pixar went on to create the world's first computer-animated feature film, Toy Story, and is now the most successful animation studio in the world. In a remarkable turn of events, Apple bought Next, and I returned to Apple, and the technology we developed at Next is at the heart of Apple's current renaissance. And Lorene and I have a wonderful family together. I'm pretty sure none of this would have happened if I hadn't been fired from Apple. It was awful tasting medicine, but I guess the patient needed it. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking, don't settle.
Steve Jobs is a very inspiring figure, and it's such a beautiful story, right? And so what do we learn from his experience? What do we learn?
Got to love what you do.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so when I really love what I do, then I will, that's the way to do great work. Right.
And then when one door closes, another one comes.
One door closes, another one comes. So he shared how he got fired, but he's for a few months he didn't know what to do. But what kept him going was that he still had love for what he was doing. And that's what kept him going, right? And so, this even is true for our spiritual journey. Do I really love to meditate? Do I really love God? Do I really love to be in silence? Right? And, just to get back to, coming back to that love. And that's what, when we say dadis and all, that's what they did. They just had so much love, right? Yeah. It says, what it takes to work versus play. Let's work effortlessly. Right? So when I am in love with whatever I'm doing, then it is, what is it? Work or play? It is then play, because then I'm enjoying it. It's like a play. It's fun. Even if I've made a mistake, that's fine. I'll try and learn something from it and move forward rather than thinking, oh, I've made such a big mistake. No.
But yes,
Huh?
versus
Work versus play means either it is work or it is play. And so Baba says that when we are sitting on the seat of a detached observer, then life becomes a play, right? And we're just playing. We're not working. The spirituality is not hard work, it's just play. And we are just enjoying everything that is happening around us. Right? So we're not taking anything seriously. Right. Yeah.
if you stay in self-consciousness,
Right.
every work is
Yeah. Kale. Yes.
every situation is
Right. So it says, see it big and keep it simple. This allows me to just be completely detached. When I see the bigger picture, I can see it very simply. When I go into a lot of, this, that, why, what, and then it becomes complicated. And that's what Baba said, that don't go into too much of thinking, why, this, that, because that's what doesn't allow me to work from my heart. That's what, creates the headspace. And when I'm working from headspace, then I forget, why I'm doing what I'm doing. And small thing becomes big for me, right? But when I see it big from, that's what all the drills that Baba says, or whatever meditation is all about, to zoom out from this limited character that we are playing and just see it, complete picture and see it simple. Right. And another way to describe love, it says living outside visible expansion. Living outside visible expansion. So I have created this expansion of the visible world inside my mind. And generally I live there. But to really emerge true love, when I live outside this visible expansion, then automatically I come closer to that truth of love. And I feel love for the self, love for the divine, and love for everyone, unconditional, regardless of anything. Right? Right. In mythology, this whole concept of being effortless is also shown in a way, and it is called, there's one deity who is shown to be completely effortless. Any guess?
Vishnu.
Vishnu, right? Vishnuji, right? And he's shown to be just resting. What it means is, वो कहते हैं ना शेष शैया पे विराजमान. It means he's just enjoying. He's not, trying to do things, but he's just himself, right? He's resting. Yeah, right. So the effort to be effortless. And what are we becoming in the golden age? What is our aim? To become like Lakshmi Narayan or Vishnu. And so Vishnu is effortless. Right?
because we say Sudarshan Chakra.
Yeah.
Chakra.
Right. So all the wisdom that we are gaining from the spiritual knowledge is all so that we stay effortless. We don't get to a lot of detail. There is another concept in Japan. And it is called, anyone wants to guess what is it called? And it's also related to this, and it's called wabi sabi. Wabi sabi. That's what it's called. And so, what this concept is that it's like you don't strive for perfection, because what is effort? Effort is when I'm trying to make something perfect. So this concept says, don't look for perfection, don't strive for perfection, but just accept everything, everyone, as it is. And therein lies its beauty. So don't try to make everything look perfect, but just, accept the way everything is. And so it says, nothing lasts, nothing is finished, nothing is perfect, and therein lies its beauty. And so the example it gives, like a tree, small tree or a plant. Is it perfect? Yeah, Japanese. Mhm. Right. So the leaves are not symmetric, right? The wood is somewhere, right? So it is not perfect, right? But that's how the nature is. So accepting that is, so when I accept that, then I feel I don't need to, make effort to become perfect or to find perfection. So we'll watch a little clip on this to understand it better.
In modern culture, perfection has quietly become a requirement. We live in a world where mistakes are treated as weakness, wrinkles as failure, and anything unfinished as proof that we haven't done enough. Everything is curated. Our faces, our routines, our homes, even our emotions. We spend more time polishing life than living it. It's strange. We chase a flawless image of life, while slowly losing the ability to breathe inside it. Perfection promises confidence, but mostly it delivers pressure, a constant sense that something isn't right yet, and neither are we. In Japan, a simple idea emerged centuries ago. A reminder, quiet but powerful. Not everything has to be perfect to be meaningful. Life isn't meant to be perfectly smooth, symmetrical, or permanent. Time touches everything. And instead of fighting that truth, this philosophy invites us to see the beauty inside it. This view eventually shaped tea ceremonies, pottery traditions, architecture, even poetry. Not through grand theories, but through everyday living. The approach became known as wabi-sabi. Rather than chasing flawlessness, it teaches us to appreciate the unfinished project we slowly return to, the chipped cup we use every morning, the face that has lived, laughed, cried, endured, the seasons that arrive and disappear, indifferent to our desires. Nothing lasts. Nothing is complete. Nothing is perfect. And that isn't a failure. It is the nature of being alive. In many traditions, broken things are discarded. In wabi-sabi, time is not an enemy. It is a storyteller, a wooden table softened by years of hands, a doorway weathered by rain, a vase repaired and still useful. These aren't flaws. They are records, proof that life has moved through them. There is dignity in what endures, even in imperfect form. Psychology tells us that perfectionism doesn't lead to excellence. It leads to anxiety, avoidance, procrastination, shame, burnout. Trying to live without flaw means living without peace. Wabi-sabi isn't about neglect or settling for less. It is about choosing honesty over illusion, choosing presence over polishing, choosing life over image. Tomorrow morning, instead of criticizing what you see, in the mirror, in your home, in your progress, pause and notice what is real. Notice signs of use. Notice signs of growth. Notice signs of living. Ask yourself, does everything need to be perfect or just true? The world does not become more beautiful when it becomes flawless. It becomes more beautiful when we begin to accept what already is. There is a softness in imperfection, a courage in things that have been touched by time and kept going. Wabi-sabi is not about lowering your standards. It is about recognizing that life is already happening, right now, and it does not need polishing to matter. Sometimes the most beautiful things are the ones that remind us we are human, and that is enough.
It's a view where we don't strive for perfection. And that's what we say, even Baba would use one word and he would describe everything. This is happening like this is happening like that. And then what he will say? According to drama. According to drama means it is perfect. It is imperfectly perfect. Sometimes we feel, oh, this person should be like this. Why are they behaving with me like this? This situation should be like this. But it is perfect according to drama. Right? So this is wabi-sabi, right? So I don't strive for perfection. I don't strive to make things outside perfect or my world perfect. But it's about accepting. And when we drive, there is one sign that we generally, maybe you would know, you just started. When we take a left turn, what do we have to do? See, we have to, and we take a left turn, even if it is a green light. What do we do? Yeah. And we say we yield to the oncoming traffic, right? Right. And so, so in spiritual journey also, we have to yield. And how do we yield? By saying yes to drama. By saying yes to drama. And that's what
situation is good for them.
everything is good, yes.
Negative big and positive good.
Very good, yes.
So basically let the seed pass by.
Yes.
You just
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. So you're yielding. Mhm. Right. Mhm. So I'm not trying to process it too much, but I just yield to it. And that's what Baba also says. One lesson, which part Baba says related to this, which part we should have. Always say yes is what part? Hanji. Always say Hanji. Hanji means I'm allowing drama. I'm not saying no to drama because drama is working. The most powerful force is drama, right? Drama is perfect.
Beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So when I learn the lesson from the drama, I can just be at peace. Then I don't feel like a need to make so much effort. Right? Because again, effort is not, out there, but just to stay in love is effort, really. Right.
अगर माइंड सेट हो जाता है तो ड्रामा का हर सीन नहीं एंजॉयमेंट करना है एंजॉय तबीयत भी खराब है तो विक्रम विनाश हो रहा है, no problem.
And there is
हो रहा है, अच्छा हमारा पुरुषार्थ से अचीव हो रहा है.
and there is a trap that doesn't allow us to do this. And that trap is called Maya. Of Maya, right? It's called the what trap? The perfectionist trap. I want to be perfect. I want to do everything perfect, right? And that trap makes us anxious sometimes, right? And that trap makes us, right, overloaded, right? That trap.
उसमें conscious आ जाता है ना, तो not good.
Right. So that's what spirituality teaches us to see the perfection within imperfection. So we'll watch a little story about how the perfectionist trap can take us away from our truth.
Once upon a time in a small village nestled between the mountains, there lived a young woman named May. May was known far and wide for her exceptional skills in weaving the most intricate patterns in the village. Her work was flawless, and everyone admired her for her perfection. One day, a traveling monk named Koji visited the village. He was known for his wisdom and his ability to see the true nature of people. Curious about May's reputation, he decided to pay her a visit. As he watched May weave, he noticed her intense focus and determination to make every stitch perfect. Koji, intrigued by May's pursuit of perfection, decided to strike up a conversation. "Your work is truly remarkable," he said, "but why do you put so much pressure on yourself to be perfect?" May looked up from her weaving, surprised by the monk's question. "Perfection is the key to mastery," she replied confidently. "I want to create the most beautiful patterns the world has ever seen." Koji smiled gently. "Have you ever considered that the quest for perfection might be holding you back? In nature, there's beauty in imperfection. The crooked tree, the asymmetrical flower, they are all perfect in their own way." May frowned, finding it hard to believe that imperfection could be perfect. "But how can imperfection be beautiful?" Koji sat down beside May and began to tell her a story. In a nearby forest, there was a bamboo grove. One of the bamboos was tall, straight, and perfect. It stood proudly, basking in the sunlight. But there was another bamboo stalk nearby that was bent and curved, with knots and uneven segments. One stormy night, a powerful wind swept through the forest. The tall, perfect bamboo resisted the wind and ultimately snapped under the pressure. But the bent bamboo, with its flexibility, swayed with the wind, surviving the storm. Koji continued, "You see, May, the perfectly straight bamboo was rigid and inflexible, and it couldn't adapt to change. The bent bamboo, on the other hand, was imperfect but strong. It embraced its flaws and, in doing so, found the strength to endure." May pondered Koji's words. She realized that her pursuit of perfection was making her rigid and afraid of taking risks. With newfound understanding, she decided to embrace the beauty of imperfection and allow her creativity to flow without the constraints of perfectionism. From that day forward, May approached her weaving with a different mindset. She allowed herself to make mistakes, to experiment, and to learn from imperfections. In doing so, her work became even more beautiful, capturing the essence of life itself, unpredictable, imperfect, yet incredibly magnificent. And so, the village came to admire May not only for her skill but also for the wisdom she had gained. The story of the young weaver spread far and wide, teaching everyone the valuable lesson that in embracing our imperfections, we find the true beauty of life.
So in imperfections, we find the true beauty of life. And if we look at the spiritual journey also, sometimes we can pressure ourselves too much. I shouldn't make any mistake, but that's not practical. But the approach here is to, to experiment, to take it as a game. I'm playing, I'm learning something. So even if I fail, that's fine. But what did I learn from it so that I can grow? And that's how life comes. Suppose I made a mistake, right? But I don't need to think over and over about it. I need to then see, okay, what do I learn from it? And then move on, take it as a lesson. And so, but when I'm very conscious of perfectionism, then creativity also reduces. That's what it said, right? Because when you are always trying to be perfect, then what happens is ego also comes. Because then you have, suppose you're planning for something and you have prepared very well, right? But at the last minute, something happens and everything is changed, right? And so then you feel devastated. Like that example it gave, right? That tree that was perfect, but a storm came and I couldn't survive because he resisted. And same happens with life. So this approach is really not to allow the ego to come in, but to just flow with the life, to flow with drama. And that allows us
परफेक्शन की तरफ परफेक्ट हो रहा है कार्य, तब तो ऐसा नहीं सोचना ना। भाई अगर आप गॉड के साथ हैं तो कार्य में जो भी करेंगे तो परफेक्शन होगा।
right.
So not become ego, egoless
Right.
that time.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
अगर हम अपने अकेले कर रहे हैं तब ईगो आएगा।
And if we see in spiritual journey, I am subconsciously creating the drama. Because the way I see, the way I am, I'm actually creating my life around myself. And so when I don't resist anything, then that's the energy that I'm creating around myself. So it says, I subconsciously create my story. When I think everything is the best, I create the best. Right? So it's not that I will do this, then it will become better. But spirituality is, I'm trying to see the best in this situation, in this moment. And when that is my subconscious, programming, then I actually create the best. So it's like flowing with the life. That's what is a love-filled life, right? Rather than trying to make effort.
इसके अलावा कहते हैं स्टेट being conscious, not being conscious.
Yes, right, yes. And it says being okay with what is and my effort, seeing it as the best moment of my life. Just this moment is the best moment of my life. And, not trying to, they say, like, what if it was the last day of your life? How would you live it? This is just like I'm living it right now. Just to see it as the best. So this moment is the best. My effort is the best. Just to see it as the best. And, sometimes Baba says, अच्छा अच्छा कहते रहो, तो अच्छा हो जाएगा. If you keep on saying it's good, it will become good. Because that's how life is working. Right? And many times we use this word with effort. We say intense effort. Not just effort, but intense effort. We say not purusharthi, but onsa purusharthi, tivra purusharthi. And so once actually this Didi was sharing, Mohini Didi, in one of her sessions, that she said, replace the word intense with natural. So don't think of performing intense effort. That, now I won't sleep, I will only do yoga, which is fine for a few days, but you can't sustain it over a long period of time. You need to have a balanced life, so that you have time for yourself, time for work, time for, spiritual growth. Everything has to be there. And so natural effort is the best effort. And so even for Brahma Baba, people who lived with him, they say he didn't used to always sit and meditate, but the way he would work is just very, very naturally. And that's how spirituality is. We just integrate spirituality in everything that we are doing. And so that is a natural. So whenever it is filled with love, it is natural.
इसलिए बाबा कहते हैं कि बाप की श्रीमत पर हम श्रेष्ठ ब्राह्मण बनते हैं तो योर लाइफ इज बिकम वेरी लाइट एंड ऑल टाइम इज गुड परफेक्शन नेचुरल हो जाता है
नेचुरल. So we'll end with this. It says, being versus doing. I don't need to do anything in order to be loved by God. I just need to be myself. Sometimes I feel no, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. Then God will love me. No, God loves me the way I am. I just have to be myself. And so they say, what does God want you to become? Is you. So God wants me to become me. That's all what God wants, right? So when I'm, so when I'm myself, then that's how I attract God's love also. And I can be myself just by staying in love. Acha, acha. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family. Thank you for your time. Let's take a moment. Just realize this beautiful flow of life happening all around us. We are spiritual beings. We are souls playing our roles in this unlimited drama of life. And we realize that our reality, our truth, lies in being loved by the divine. I just align myself with the energy of love. I love everything about myself, about whatever is happening around me. I love life. I love everything that I do. And I love every relationship that I have. And I experience this unconditional love from my eternal companion, the divine. I say yes to drama, I yield, just looking for the beauty within everything and everyone. This allows me to just be myself and be loved by God. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Very nice.
Let's
Beautiful class.
thank you. Let's open up if anyone
क्लास आज
would like to.
टीनेज वालों को भी पहुंचना चाहिए
Right.
क्योंकि आज जो यूथ है या टीनेज है राह भटक रहे हैं तुम कहाँ जा रहे हैं अगर तो इस टाइप की क्लास में बच्चों को मिले तो वो बहुत अच्छा है क्योंकि हर वर्क में अगर मैं विंग मूड में हूँ ये कॉन्शियस में अगर आ जाता है एवरीथिंग इज गुड
Right.
नॉट स्ट्रेस नॉट only perfection.
Right. Sure. Those who are online, if anyone would like to share any thoughts, please feel free to.
Oh, Shanti, thank you, sir, for a beautiful class.
Baba.
And it's taught that we must embrace imperfection and see the beauty in everything, and saying yes to drama, and just being myself. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Saurabh Bhai. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. So again, a beautiful Thursday session. My key takes away from this is labor is equal to hard work, and love is equal to soft work. So love whatever we are doing, personally, professionally, and in relationship and everything. And even I loved the concept of wabi sabi, as in embrace the imperfection, and just live the best of the pulse and pul and the moment of life. That's my key takeaway. Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Sanchit Bhai. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Saurabh Bhai. Thank you for a beautiful class as always. And yeah, like Sanchit Bhai said, मुझे भी वाबी साबी का I really liked that concept, and बाबा जैसे मुरली में हमेशा कहते ही हैं, it was very beautiful also how you connected it with the points of the Murli, and what Baba is talking to us, and how we create our own reality. And I was just thinking जैसे कितना जो अभी इतना there's so much of pressure that we put on ourselves about performing and doing this, and that is the reason, one of the things about in India also, I read about how many kids now, children who are studying and they cannot clear an entrance or something, and they are ending their life, right? So it's just one of those things that how Baba is talking, that जैसे बाबा हमेशा कहते हैं कि ड्रामा परफेक्ट है और ड्रामा की भावी, and which is similar, every point in the drama is maybe I might be imperfect, but imperfectly perfect drama. So thank you. Yeah, thank you, Saurabh bhai. Thank you, Shanti.
Oh, Shanti. I like it when in the beginning we start off with when you're working, do something you love. And it made me ponder and think about all the jobs that I've had in my life, and I loved them. And it made me think that when I loved them, I would get other people incorporated, and I would go the 100%. And I don't know, it just brought up a bunch of good memories. And the non-perfection, doesn't have to be perfect. And Baba loves us no matter. We don't have to work for his love. I mean, he's so helpful and loving. I had a struggle today, and I was, I wanted to call a sister and maybe cry because I was just really struggling. And I just talked to Baba for a minute, and 5 minutes later, it was totally gone. Or 3 minutes later, he does love us no matter what. And so anyway, thank you. Good points. You shared a lot of good points. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, sister. Thank you. Great. Any other thoughts? Few angels here, like to share.
तो जैसे आज भी बाबा ने मुरली में वरदान दिया था कि कारण नहीं निवारण होना चाहिए, मतलब सर्कमस्टेंसेस कैसे भी हो, परिस्थितियां कैसी भी हो, बट हर उसमें कल्याण समाया हुआ। सो इट वाज ऑल अबाउट कि ड्रामा का हर सीन कल्याणकारी है। सो मुझे एक पॉइंट था कि लाइक सबकॉन्शियसली हम अपनी स्टोरी क्रिएट कर लेते हैं सीन को देख कर कि ये ऐसा होना चाहिए, ये वैसा होना चाहिए, बट इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. इट इज लाइक मतलब ये पूरा ड्रामा है एंड एवरीथिंग इज परफेक्ट और हर पर्सन परफेक्ट है, वो अपना रोल प्ले कर रहा है, उसके उसका बेस्ट रोल प्ले कर रहा है. सो यह साक्षी दृष्टा जो बाबा अभी हर भली में बोलते तो लाइक वैसा मेरे. तो थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you. Okay.
Shanti. Great points from Pablo today. For me, particularly, a takeaway was I never realized that putting an effort, it actually does create ego, and which we suffer because we automatically expect. So that was a great learning to introspect and think about it. And then, or else you can put the effort, but don't expect or go to work it out some way. And you talked about and, educated us through many sessions about wabi sabi. It's a perfect one that perfectly fits in this topic. So that was a good reminder. And third one for me was the example of yielding. And when things don't go according to the plan, it's not perfect, but just yield and accept life as it is. So those are some great points to apply for me. Thank you.
Shanti, thank you so much. That was a very wonderful class. I'll take 3 takeaways for today. The first is if it's real, it's effortless. And a lot of times, I would think that becoming soul conscious was the effort I had to put in. But actually, when you're soul conscious, you realize it's the other way around. Coming into the body and the world of body is like effort, though we don't feel that because we've been doing that for so many births. But, and then like Nisha then said, yield was a good one. Say yes to drama. So like let it pass. Don't react, but take whatever action you need to after the scene has finished. And then the third one was wabi sabi, which I know you've shared. But the interesting thing for me in that video was they said we spend a lot of time polishing life instead of living it. So we're like so focused on trying to perfect the scene that just passed, but we're not living in the moment. So that's something I would focus on for myself. Thank you so much, Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you. Very wonderful class. No? Baba says you stay soul consciousness, so every situation is good. But we not understand God teaching. Agar we understand God teaching, to always stay in being mood and all situation is good for me. And दूसरों को भी हम अच्छा दे पाएंगे, खुद भी अच्छे रहेंगे. नेगेटिव सिचुएशन है वो भी मेरे लिए गुड है, और गुड इज गुड आल्सो, ऑलवेज गुड. तो नॉट अनपरफेक्ट, ऑल सीन इज परफेक्ट. सो थैंक यू.
Thank you.
मैं ऐसे सर्वे कह रहा था विचार कि ये जो आपकी क्लास है बहुत सुंदर है, बहुत अच्छे हैं, पर ये जन जन तक जाने चाहिए. जो आज की टीन एज है, यूथ है, ऐसे मेरे मन में आ रहा था. तो ये सेवा किसी को दे देनी चाहिए कि हिंदी का इसका ट्रांसलेशन हो, और ये जो आज यूथ कहाँ जा रहा है डाउन, और आज के टीन एज ही बच्चे जो हैं वो भी आज कहाँ भटक रहे हैं. तो अगर इस टाइप की क्लास मिलेंगी उनको, तो और अभी से अगर वो गॉड को जान लेंगे और उस कॉन्शियस में टिकने का अभ्यास उनका हो जाता है, तो वो कितना आगे जाके अपने विश्व को एक हम माता पिता भी विश्व को एक अच्छा नागरिक देंगे, और वो बच्चे भी खुद एक अच्छे नागरिक बनेंगे. तो ये आपको मतलब किसी को सेवा देके कराना चाहिए. ये छोटे छोटे बच्चे भी आजकल देखो ना कैसे समाचार मिलते हैं. थैंक यू ऑल ऑफ यू. थैंक यू.
Oh, Shanti, सौरभ भाई, फैमिली, सबने बहुत कुछ बताया, सब चीज मतलब अच्छी है अपनी लाइफ उतारने के लिए. इसमें खाली एक दो चीज, एक मैनेजमेंट प्रिंसिपल है 50-85 का, कि हम लोग 15% रिसोर्स लगाते हैं 85% जॉब कंप्लीट करने के लिए, और 85% रिसोर्स लगती हैं बाकी का 15% करने के लिए। तो अगर हम कम फोर्स लगा के 15 और 20% लगा के हमारे 85 और नियरली 90% लगा तो वी शुड बी सेटिस्फाइड विद इट। और जो बाकी हमारा जो स्टेमिना है उसको हम कहीं और यूज करें। तो मेरा जो प्रिंसिपल है 1585, आई थिंक कोई भी चीज को हम जब कोई काम करते हैं तो जिसको कहते हैं मोटे मोटे नियरली इट 50 to 20% ऑफ द फोर्स, लेकिन जो लास्ट 10% या 15% होता है उसमें पूरा जी जान रखा है, एंटर फोर्स गोज देयर। तो दिस इज वन मैनेजमेंट प्रिंसिपल। और दूसरा है, एक बहुत नॉर्थ इंडिया में सेइंग है, जब मैं था तो तू नहीं था, अब तू आ गया तो जब मैं नहीं तो तू आ गया, जब मैं था तो तू ना है, अब तू है तो मैं ना। जहां मैं नहीं हूं वहीं पर वो आ सकता है। करेक्ट,
वेरी नाइस।
वेरी नाइस।
सब मेरे को तेरे में परिवर्तन कर दिया। मैंपन खत्म तो थकान भी खत्म।
अच्छा, थैंक यू Baba, thank you family. Any final thoughts anyone would like to share? Acha, so thank you everyone for your time and have a good evening with Baba Shanti. Thank you.